Okay, so now we're in Italy. So here's all the inventions from Italy, and and all the kingdoms and empires. So we've all the different barbarians. So we got the Lombards, the Vandals. I think that's a documentary called Barbarians, the Lombards, Barbarians, and Vandals. And then the Goths, Barbarians, the Goths. And then another documentary. These are both different documentaries made by different people about the Goths. So, and then the fascists. These are just that Yale course about just one Yale lecture, hour-long lecture, and then the Wikipedia article. And there's some other lectures that I'll put in there. The Republic of Venice Wikipedia article, and then of course Rome, the Roman Empire, Colosseum. Here's a an hour-long, 15-minute long um, story about an actual gladiator from a book that he wrote, talking about his story, and then a documentary about gladiator games, and then here's an hour-long lecture about creating the Colosseum, and a lecture about Roman architecture. It's or an entire course about Roman architecture. Oh yeah, which is right here by this lady. And for some reason I only have number 12, but I'm going to put all like 25 or whatever classes that she has on there pretty soon, within the next couple of days or weeks, because I have those other lectures to put up, but they definitely will get up there. And then here is Five Good Emperors by Wikipedia, the Constantinian Dynasty by Wikipedia, and then the Julians. And then we got Famous Men of Rome by Harron. So we got all these dudes and his book. John A. Harron. And then just random history stuff about Rome. So a smaller history of Rome by those dudes, Decline and Fall of Rome by that dude. You know, with all these different chapters, as you can see. Students Roman Empire, all these different chapters, and the chapters are even named on all these different books. I haven't shown you in these other books, but you know, all these books that I've been showing you, they've got chapters I think are named and stuff. And then an Engineering and Empire documentary about Rome, History Channel. Engineering and Empire, Greek Byzantium documentary, because it was started by the Romans, and then a Wikipedia article about Mount Vesuvius, and then the Rise of Rome documentary, which is 45 minutes long. And then all the inventions from Rome. And then here's all the different kings and like emperors and stuff, right? So here's Augustus, Wikipedia article, and then the hour-long documentary about him. And then Caligula, we got the documentary about him, a half-hour-long documentary, and the Wikipedia article. And then the 12 Lives of the 12 Caesars by Gaius Suetonius. And Suetonius he's a contemporary, so these are written by about these guys by an actual Roman. And then Nero, here's the Nero documentary, and then the Wikipedia article about him. And then here's a book about Romulus from Jacob Abbott, that guy who I really like, really good writer. I think he's American, he lived like 100 years ago. And here's all the Wikipedia articles about the different Roman emperors, and you can see this is the order of succession, so you can listen to it like one after the other, and then it's kind of like bringing you forward through history and the history of the entire Roman Empire. So it's cool to look at it like that. So those are all the different kings of Rome. These are like books written by Romans, so you can see the dates that they lived. Julius Caesar wrote 2 books, which are really big. He did a whole lot of writing. And then he's the last of the 5 great emperors. He lived out that year. And then that guy wrote a book. And this guy wrote a bunch of books. This guy wrote 5 books. He lived during the time of the fall of the Roman Empire. So, and this guy wrote 5 books, and he lived in those years. So, yeah, Julius. Yeah, I guess we already did that. So, and then all the different wars. Here's a book about that war. And then the History Channel, Battle of Cynocephaly. Okay, I'm going to put a whole lot of wars on here pretty soon. Like 20 or like 50 more documentaries about wars, different wars. They're all over the YouTube. Spartacle, and then the Spartacus slave revolt. And then here's, oh yeah, here's that course about Roman architecture, which I'll have all the courses on. And then some Wikipedia articles. So that's Rome. So those are all the different kingdoms. And then like literature, we've got different autobiography of the dude who he wrote the book that year. So that's in the Renaissance. Probably should have put that in the Renaissance folder. Oh well. Here's another book by that dude. Another memoir by a dude who lived during that time in the Enlightenment. I should put that in the Enlightenment. And then another book written by that dude. And okay, here's the Renaissance stuff. So, History of Florence by Vasari. Lives of Painters by some dude. And then here's that AP Euro and T dude talking about Renaissance. Wikipedia about that guy. That guy. That guy. That guy. And here's, yeah, the Yale lecture talking about the Renaissance. And I'll put that in its own folder pretty soon. The whole lecture in its own folder. But for some reason I had documentaries about Galileo and Leonardo da Vinci, and I just can't find them, so I guess I'll have to collect them again. Because I wasn't organized enough. Gotta be organized. Here's that dude talking about the scientific revolution. Now I put that in Italy because Galileo started the scientific revolution. For some reason I don't have anything about Galileo right now, even though I think I've heard the documentary. I guess I just didn't save it. So anyway, so that's Italy. So Lithuania, we just got the Wikipedia article about it. Yeah. And then Macedonia, Wikipedia article about that. The Netherlands. Here's a book about the history of the Netherlands by some dude, George Mudson, and you can see all the different chapters that he's got. I should have included the chapters in all those other books that people have been writing. Oh well, here's all the inventions from the Netherlands. Another book about this dude. He lived a long time, Erasmus. And then the Dutch Empire by Wikipedia. And then stuff about Norway. So here's a book about the early kings of Norway by Thomas Carlyle. The Eddas. Now this is the Bible of Norway from the ancient times. And of course it's a saga, so I put the Wikipedia article of saga up there. Here's all inventions from Norway. Here's stuff about the Vikings documentary, and then the Viking Age of Wikipedia. That documentary is 43 minutes long. So that's Norway. And then Poland. Just 3 inventions from Poland. That's all I have from Poland right now. And then Portugal, Portuguese literature, Portuguese empire. I thought I had more. Oh, whatever. Romania, documentary about Vlad the Impaler, and then there's some other lady who's crazy. There's a documentary about her. I'll put that in there. Okay, Russia. Here's the inventions from Russia. Periodic table and satellite come from there. These are different kingdoms. Communism stuff. So here's that con dude talking about communism. Soviet Union by Wikipedia, and then a Yale lecture, The Collapse of Communism. And I'll put that in its own Yale lecture as well folder. So the Golden Horde, Blue Horde, Golden Horde. Golden Horde by Wikipedia, and then I got 2 of them. Whatever, and then the White Horde. Those are all the Mongols who settled up there. Okay, leaders. Peter the Great. Oh, here's the book about Peter the Great from Jacob Abbott, who's the really good writer. You got to read everything from Jacob Abbott. And then here's a documentary, or I'm sorry, an hour-long lecture about Peter the Great. And I had a documentary. Oh no, the documentary about him is from the That's part of another documentary. Catherine the Great, Wikipedia, Ivan the Terrible, Wikipedia, Joseph Stalin documentary, half-hour long, and then Wikipedia documentary. And then philosophy. These are just books written by philosophers, by Russian philosophers. We got 2 books by Tolstoy. And 2 books written by Lenin, history books. Here's a philosophy book and then a history book. And then the wars. These are just different wars. No, I think they're just Wikipedia articles. And then, okay, here's that high school dude talking about absolutism in Russia. Okay, now here's a 3 hour 7-minute long documentary about Russian imperial history, talking about all of the Russian leaders and stuff. So they talk about Peter the Great in there, and all of them. Okay, Russian literature by Wikipedia. And then here's an hour-long Yale lecture about the collapse of communism, which I'll put the other that lecture in its own box too when I have it. So anyway, that's Russia. Serbia, Serbian Empire. Spain, a book about Joanna, a book about the history of the Inquisition. Now I think there's more too that I'll collect. Inventions from Spain, religious stuff. Here's that lady, Saint Teresa. She wrote 5 books, and she lived like during the Enlightenment or Renaissance. So, and then here's a documentary about the Spanish Civil War. That's 5 hours long. It's huge. And I have the whole thing here. At least I think I do. 358 megabytes. Yeah, I got the whole thing there. And then Spanish Empire by Wikipedia. Spanish Literature by Wikipedia. Rise and Fall of Islamic Spain. Documentary. This is an hour long. That's really interesting. So that's Spain. Sweden. Here's the inventions from Sweden. Queen Christina, Wikipedia article. The Empire, Wikipedia article. And then Switzerland. Well, I just got there's some other stuff about Switzerland too, so I am missing something. Anyways, that's Europe. So then I got Oceania, so like Australia. These are just the history of Australia by that dude. Henry Rudy Booty or whatever. Book of the Brush by Dunderdale. Book of the Bush by Dunderdale. And then that book by that dude. And another book by that dude. And then a couple Wikipedia articles. And now this is, I think, the Mafulu are from like Papua New Guinea or something. History of New Zealand. These are just different Wikipedia articles. Yeah, just simple stuff. That's Oceania. And then we got South Asia. So like all the different empires and dynasties from Afghanistan. And then India. We got History of India, Mammalia, Inventions from India, with their dates there. Different kingdoms of India over the years, Wikipedia articles. And different kings. There's just Wikipedia articles about these dudes and the years that they lived. Religious stuff, so like Buddhism comes from there. So here's a book about by this dude Nagarjuna, who lived 150 AD. So there's a historical book, and then a Wikipedia article about that stuff. But as well as an hour-long documentary about the Buddha. Hinduism. So astrology, we have the Book of Astrology by Bhakti Seva. Ooh, talking about all the different signs. And I wonder when Bhakti Seva lived. I need to find out when he lived. If he lived a long time ago, that'd be interesting. Now, I think that's a Wikipedia article. I think those are Wikipedia articles. And then the Bibles, dude. I have the Bhagavad Gita, the entire Bhagavad Gita. I have the entire Mahabharata. That's right, the entire Mahabharata. Written by Kate, read by Anne, who unfortunately is not as good as Kate, but nevertheless, I have the entire fucking Mahabharata, which is like 100 times bigger than the Bible. 3.59 gigabytes. I have the Ramayana, I have the Upanishads, all of the Vedas, and it's poetry, so I put the Wikipedia article of poetry there. It's Kurukshetra War. This is one of the wars from the Mahabharata. Maybe I should have put it in the Mahabharata. Wikipedia article about the Mahabharata. Wikipedia article about the Upanishads, Vedic period. Two by the way, Vedic period, whatever. So, and then I got Brahmins and all this stuff. Just different Wikipedia articles about different kinds of Hinduism, Vaishnavism, and Vaishnavism. And then Jainism. So I got all the different kinds of Jainism Wikipedia articles. And then different Wikipedia articles about other Indian religions and stuff. And here's a book by Gandhi. And then different Wikipedia articles about India. So that's India. Iran, got all the inventions from Iran. Got all the different kingdoms of Iran. Now, I think these are just Wikipedia articles. But we got Persepolis Recreated, which is a 41-minute long documentary about how Persepolis used to look, and then a 41-minute long documentary about the Persian Empire. I think that's Engineering an Empire, hosted by Peter Weller. So, and then a book about A Year Amongst the Persians by Edward Gainville. He lived like 100 years ago or something. And then the religion Zoroastrianism, which is the religion that they had in Persia until Muslimism came in. And then Pakistan, so I just got a Wikipedia article about the Indus Valley, one of the earliest civilizations along with Egypt and Mesopotamia. And so yeah, that's South Asia. And then Southeast Asia, we got just a little kingdom in Indonesia right now. And then a history of the Philippines by this dude. And then another book about him, and then another book about him, and then a religion about him, and then another book about the Philippines. So now when you see like just numbers like that, that means it's read by Natural Reader or some program. But when you see the actual like chapters and stuff like this, it means that it's read by a real person. So. And then Vietnam, we got the Vietnam War Wikipedia article, and then some dynasty in Vietnam. And then different Wikipedia articles about Southeast Asia. And then West and Central Asia. So we got Iraq. So with Syria, Wikipedia articles, and then the a half-hour-long documentary about those guys. And then another Wikipedia article about one of the leaders there in Assyria. Babylonia, so Wikipedia, and then a documentary that's 50 minutes long, telling the story of Nebuchadnezzar and those guys. The Baha'i religion, I've got like 10 books written about the Baha'i religion, and by this dude who started the Baha'i religion, as well as a Wikipedia article about it. Different inventions from Iraq over the years, like the Islamic Empire and stuff. Sumeria, so we got the Epic of Gilgamesh, their ancient Bible. That's I think that's the story of Noah and the flood. And then the Mesopotamian Bible, Sumerian religion, Wikipedia article, and then the Akkadian Empire, just different Sumerian Wikipedia articles. So anyways, different empires from Iraq and Israel. So these are just different historical books about Israelis. But we do have kings. Like here's David. We got the Wikipedia article and then an hour-long documentary about him, or a 40-minute documentary about him, and then different Wikipedia articles about different leaders. And legends of the Jews. I guess these are all the different legends of the Jews. Wonder why it's not called the Bible. Anyways, here's another book about them, about the creation of Israel. Another book about them. And then religious stuff, just different Wikipedian articles. Here's I think that's a documentary, but I'm not so sure. I'll have to listen to it and see. I wasn't as done as I thought I was. So the Crusades were there, so we got the Wikipedia article, and then this is a 3.5 hour long documentary about the Crusades. It's really good, by one of the Monty Python guys. And then this is a Wikipedia article about the Third Crusade. I think that was the one with Richard the Lionheart. And then another book written by that dude, whoever he was. Maybe he lived a long time ago. And then inventions by Israel, because that's just written in the Bible. And here's a documentary about Jewish people, like in recent times, an hour-long documentary, hour and 4 minutes. And then different documentaries about Israel. So that's Israel. Lebanon, here's a documentary, Quest for the Phoenicians. That's an hour long. Saudi Arabia, Islamic literature by Wikipedia, Rashidun Caliphate, and then stuff having to do with Islam. So here's a book written about Islam by that dude. And then the meaning of the glorious Quran by some dude named Pickner, with all the different little chapters written out here, as you can see. Yep. And then different Wikipedia articles about different facets of Islam. Science in Islam. This is a 3 hour long documentary about the science of the Islamic Empire. So that's pretty cool. Now, I for some reason I don't see the documentary about the Islamic Empire. I have the Science in Islam one, but then there's a documentary that's like 3.5 hours long about the Islamic Empire. Oh, here we are. Islam, Empire of Faith, 2 hours 39 minutes long documentary. That's really good. So that's Saudi Arabia, and then Syria we got Druze religion, and then the Umayyad Caliphate, which started there and then went to Spain in like the year 800 or something. The ones who started the Moors. And then Turkey. So we got the invention from the Byzantinians, Wikipedia article about them, History Channel, Engineering and Empire, Greek Byzantium documentary. I also have that in the Realm, so that's in 2 different places. And then here's a splinter off from the Byzantine Wikipedia article. And then the Ottoman Empire. So this is the Wikipedia article, and here is a documentary about the Ottoman Empire. Oh no. I had like a 3.5 hour long documentary about the Ottoman Empire. Maybe it's that Islamic. I think it's part of that 3 hour long Islamic Empire documentary, and then it just carried into the Ottoman Empire. I should put that in here too then. Anyways, so that's Turkey. History of the Levant by Wikipedia. History of the Middle East by Wikipedia. So that's West and Central Asia. And then we have just various like world history stuff. So like ancient history, we got all the different ages. And then we got like a book about Atlantis by Ignatius Donnelly. He lived like 100 years ago. He was the guy who got everybody into Atlantis after Plato. He read Plato and then read other stuff, maybe Edgar Cayce or something. So here's that book. And then different books written about natural history. And then yeah, different Wikipedia articles. Well, here's that New Age stuff. So somebody writing about Atlantis. I got that from like David Wilcock stuff. Graham Hancock talking on Project Cantaloupe about Atlantis. Origin of the Domestic Dog, Prehistoric World Fair. I should have a folder called Atlantis and put those two in there. I just didn't. I just didn't get that far, I guess. Anyways, different stuff. Different Wikipedia articles. Big Bang even. Yeah. So then art. So we've got like different art. Wikipedia articles about dance. Here's a book about furnishing the home, Good Taste by Lucy Abbott Throop. And then the Wikipedia article about interior design. So that's actually written by a natural reader. So, and then literature, just different kinds of international literature. And then here's different instruments, that I didn't, I guess, have countries where they're invented in. And then a couple of books written by these famous people or whatever. Books written about children. Or I should put that in the European history section. I should have looked at what the chapters are. Anyways, so yeah. Anyways, here's a book. The story of Halloween, and then here's Christianity. So I have the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament, written on Natural Reader. But I also have like different books written, like read by actual people. Lots of different versions of Bibles. I don't have them written down, but like Bibles written by like lots of different people and read by lots of different people. Like the one in modern English, and then different chapters read and written by other people. Just gotten from different places. And then I've got like this, whatever that is. I don't know if it's part of the Apocrypha or what, but yeah, just different things. And then the whole Yale course about the Old Testament, not the Bible. Yeah, and then I've got all these books written by these guys, and then just general history of the Christian Church, 2 different books by Cheetah and then by Esbitz. And then just different stuff about Jesus. So these are like different books written by Jesus or about Jesus, and the Wikipedia article, and then Gospel of Judas documentary, which is an hour and a half long and really interesting. Well, actually, it's kind of boring, but it has a lot of interesting information in it. And then here's books written by dudes who lived long times ago. And then different books about Christian songs. And then another book about Christianity. Here's an entire course about the New Testament from Yale. And I should have put I'm going to put the names of the lectures of these things here pretty soon. Get it organized and looking real pretty. And here's an entire Yale course about the Old Testament, and I'm going to fill that up too. For some reason, it's not. I don't have them all in there. And then that school teacher talking about the Catholic Reformation, and then different Wikipedia articles about all this different stuff. So I put that in world history because Christianity is everywhere in the world. I was kind of debating if I should put it in Rome, in Italy, in Europe. I was like, fucking just put it in the whole world. So that's why it's in world history. Okay, so anyways, here's just different philosophies that are kind of like, I don't know where to put them or where they came from, or I was too lazy to do that, so I just put them in international. Here's different books written about different, about just world exploration stuff. Most of it's English people, but they travel all over the world, so I just put it in the world. And then I got, 3 books written by, about pirates, and then 1 Wikipedia article about that dude. And then some more books, and then this is written by Cook. These are by the actual explorers, and then 5 Wikipedia articles. And then here's an hour and 13-minute long lecture about university lecture about Amerigo Vespuccio. So, and then feminism I put in international. So here's all these different um, books written by feminists and about feminism and stuff. So, and then Wikipedia articles about it. And then here's that dude talking for an hour, 54 minutes about women's growth in society and in the last couple hundred years. So here's 50 famous stories. So this is pretty interesting. You can see the stories right there. Pretty cool. And then different history subjects, like international history subjects. And then here's a just a book, Illustrated History of Furniture. Storybooks by Rowling. Story of Mankind by some dude, Hendrik van Loon. And it's got like all these different dudes all thrown in about the whole world, all over the world. So, and then here's just different types of government from Wikipedia. You can see there's lots of different types of government. And then here's another book, Who Was Who, from the beginning of time, from 5000 BC until 1914. Now here's stuff about World War I. These are just different books written about World War I by, a lot of them by people who were in World War I, which is pretty cool. And then here's a UCLA lecture about World War I. And then a Wikipedia article, which is 3-hour long Wikipedia article. And then World War II. Here's now I'm gonna add a lot of battles, like all of the battles in World War I. I'm gonna add documentaries of them. I'm gonna add really soon because they're all over YouTube, I noticed. Anyways, Wikipedia, and then a Yale lecture about World War II. I can't remember who did it. I forgot to put their name on. But then history, Wikipedia. Dude talking about random stories from world history. More about that kind of stuff. This dude here. And so there you go. There's my history collection. I'm going to add eventually. I'm going to add Wikipedia articles about all of this stuff. And of course increase my wars and my battles documentaries about these guys, as well as lots of other stuff as I come across it. So it's ever growing, but so far, as you can see, it's 203 gigs. So it would take, it'd take a long time. It'd take at least a month to listen to all of the audiobooks. So yeah, so that's that. Peace out.